Hi, today I'm showing you how to do this double-sided intarsia. I don't know if this technique already exists or that I made it up, but the effect will be that your scarf is made in a tube, but the design will be connected, like this. So you start by doing Judy's magic cast on, and I will not be doing a tutorial on that because there's many good tutorials for that. We start by knitting the first 4 rows in blue. You knit magic loop. That means that you knit in the round on a very long needle, and one side will be knitted on one needle and then the other side will be knitted on the other needle. That also means that this chart is basically split up. So the first 21 stitches are on one side of your scarf and the other 21 stitches are on the other side of your scarf. You can see me turning and knitting the second 21 stitches of this round. Not familiar with magic loop, I recommend watching maybe even a separate tutorial on that as well. Most importantly, keep in mind that this chart, always the first 21 stitches are on one side of your scarf and the second 21 stitches are on the other side of your scarf. As long as you remember that, I think this is very doable. Here I'm knitting the 4th blue row before incorporating the colors. Now we're preparing to knit the first side, the first 21 stitches of the chart. And for that we need 1 bubble of blue yarn, 1 bubble of red yarn, and 1 bubble of blue yarn again. And you can see here in the chart for what parts of the scarf we need these. First we knit 6 blue stitches. Those are these ones. Then it's time to incorporate red. We knit 7 red stitches. Then we finish off this side of the scarf with 7 more blue stitches. Actually 8. Then we turn around because we're knitting magic loop, and now we're knitting the second part of the chart where you can see it's inversed. So now we start with 8 blue stitches and we grab the same yarn that we just used, which keeps the scarf on both sides of the scarf connected. So 8 blue stitches. Now we get to the red, but we don't attach a new yarn. We just work the red yarn all the way across to this stitch for the back needle. Now, by using the same yarn for this needle, for what's now the front needle, you pull the 2 sides of the scarf together. So we knit, even though we knit in the round, so it's kind of like we're knitting a sleeve. By using the same yarn strands for both the back and the front, the middle will be connected to each other and it will not separate. So now we switch to the last blue bubble of yarn, which we actually used at the beginning of this round. Also pull it from the back to keep the 2 sides held together. And you can see, I'll show you, these strands connect the front and the back. And because of this, the scarf will become flat. I'll show you for one more round what I'm doing. Now we're instructed to knit 4 blue stitches with the bubble on the right side of the work. Then we switch to red, still same yarn, and we worked it back on the other side. So we worked it towards the stitch where we are right now, so it's right behind it. So we work the given amount of red stitches. I'm also moving the tail out of the way. That's optional, I just like to do that. And then we switch to blue again, and we switch to the blue yarn that is at this area on the other needle right now. And by pulling it to this side, again, we will create a strand that pulls the scarf flat. Now, because we're doing magic loop, we're switching to the other side and we're working the second half of the chart again. So now we start with that blue yarn that we just ended with. We then switch to the red, and it's exactly in the spot where we need it to be because we worked it that way. Again, creating a strand in the back that pulls the yarns together, or pulls the scarf together. We work it all the way back. And then we finish with the blue yarn bubble that we started with in the beginning of the round. I'll finish this up. And then I'll show you what this will look like after a few rows. A few rows, your scarf will become way more flat, and this is the effect you will see. It's actually a tube, but these strands connect the two sides. So this is what I mean with combining intarsia and knitting in the round. Because again, as you can see, it's knit in the round, the end result, but the color work is connected. And that's the tutorial. Bye!